Welcome to Heart Echo. Today, we're diving into a story about love, secrets, and the painful misunderstandings that can tear two people apart. This is the story of Sophia, a woman who thought she understood love, until a devastating truth showed her just how wrong she was. Sophia and Ryan had been together for 2 years. On the surface, their relationship seemed perfect. Ryan was a kind of boyfriend every girl dreams of, attentive, caring, and thoughtful. He brought her flowers for no reason, remembered the little details she'd mentioned in passing, and always seemed to know how to make her smile. For Sophia, these moments were everything. She believed she had found her forever person, the one who would stand by her side through thick and thin. But as time went on, a subtle shadow began to creep into their perfect world. Ryan started to change. He became distant, almost like a stranger living in the same home. The man who once couldn't get enough of her company now seemed preoccupied, his mind miles away even when he was sitting right next to her. Sophia would try to talk to him, to reach into his world and understand what was wrong, but he would just offer a faint smile and say, "Everything's fine, I'm just tired." Sophia felt a growing sense of unease. His kindness was still there, but it felt hollow, like a well-rehearsed performance. The attentiveness she once cherished now felt like an obligation. She started to question everything. Did he truly care about her, or was he just going through the motions? This nagging doubt became a constant companion, whispering insecurities into her ear day and night. The arguments started small, as they often do. It would be about a forgotten anniversary, a missed phone call, or an unanswered text. "Why didn't you call me back?" "I was worried," Sophia would say, her voice laced with a mixture of concern and accusation. "I got busy at work." "I'm sorry," Ryan would reply, his tone flat and devoid of the warmth she desperately craved. Each small conflict chipped away at the foundation of their relationship, leaving cracks that grew wider with every passing day. Sophia's heart was filled with a growing sense of confusion and pain. She replayed their conversations in her mind, searching for clues she might have missed. She remembered the way his eyes would glaze over when she talked about their future, the way he would flinch slightly when she tried to hold his hand. The evidence was piling up, and it all pointed to one heartbreaking conclusion: he didn't love her anymore. The thought was a dagger to her soul. She felt like she was losing her grip, not just on their relationship, but on her own sanity. What Sophia didn't know was that Ryan was carrying a burden heavier than she could ever imagine. He was trapped in a silent battle, fighting a war that he couldn't share with anyone, especially not the woman he loved. A severe family crisis had erupted, a storm of financial ruin and emotional turmoil that threatened to consume everything he held dear. His parents were on the brink of losing their home, and a close family member was battling a serious illness. The weight of it all was crushing him. Ryan chose to hide this secret from Sophia, not out of malice, but out of a desperate need to protect her. He saw the joy in her eyes, the lightness in her spirit, and he couldn't bear the thought of dimming that light with his own darkness. He believed that shielding her from the stress and potential heartbreak was the most loving thing he could do. So he built a wall around his heart, brick by silent brick. Every message he delayed, every call he missed, was a deliberate act of self-preservation, not for himself, but for her. He imagined the pain in her voice if she knew the truth, the worry that would cloud her beautiful face. And so, he chose distance. He chose silence. He thought he was being a guardian, a protector, but in reality, he was slowly pushing away the one person who would have stood by his side and fought the storm with him. He was breaking her heart in an attempt to save it. The misunderstanding between them grew into a chasm. Sophia saw his distance as a lack of love. He saw it as the ultimate expression of it. She saw his silence as rejection. He saw it as protection. They were living in two different realities, speaking two different languages of the heart, and the space between them became an ocean of unspoken words and misinterpreted actions. Then came the evening that shattered Sophia's world completely. She arrived at their shared apartment, expecting to have yet another difficult conversation, another night of tense silence. But when she opened the door, an eerie quiet greeted her. The apartment was empty, not just empty of Ryan, but empty of his belongings. His clothes were gone from the closet, his books were missing from the shelves, and the photos of them that once lined the mantelpiece had vanished. It was as if he had been erased from her life. Panic seized her. She called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. She texted him, her fingers trembling so badly she could barely type. "Where are you? Ryan, please answer me. I'm scared." But there was no reply. The silence on the other end was deafening, a confirmation of her deepest fears. Had she pushed him away for good? Was this her fault? The questions swirled in her mind, each one a fresh wave of despair. Days turned into a week of agonizing silence. Sophia was a ghost in her own home, haunted by memories of a love she now believed was a lie. Her friends tried to comfort her, telling her she was better off without him, that he was a coward for leaving without a word. But their words offered no solace. All she could feel was a profound sense of loss and a crushing weight of guilt. Just as she was about to lose all hope, as she was packing up the last remnants of their life together, her hand brushed against something tucked beneath a stack of books on the nightstand. It was a thick, white envelope. Her name was written on the front, in Ryan's familiar, slightly slanted handwriting. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she carefully tore it open. Inside was a letter, several pages long. As she began to read, the world around her faded away. "My dearest Sophia," it began. "If you are reading this, it means I am gone, and I am so sorry. There are no words to express the regret I feel for the pain I've caused you. Please, before you hate me forever, let me try to explain." He went on to reveal everything: the family crises, the financial struggles, the illness. He described the sleepless nights, the constant worry, the feeling of drowning with no one to pull him to shore. "I kept this secret to protect you," he wrote. "I saw how happy you were, how full of life. I couldn't bring my storm into your sunshine. I thought that by creating distance, by letting you believe I didn't care, you would eventually leave me and find someone who could give you the stable, happy life you deserve. Every time I pulled away when you tried to get close, it was like a knife in my own heart. Every time I saw the hurt in your eyes, it killed me. This distance, this silence, it was all for you. I was trying to be your shield. But I see now that I became the sword that wounded you. I loved you more than words could ever say, Sophia. You were my everything, my only light in the darkness." The letter ended with a plea. "I have to go and deal with this. I can't drag you down with me. Forgive me before it's too late for me to ever earn it back." Sophia read the letter again and again, her tears staining the ink on the pages. The truth was a tidal wave, washing away all her anger, her doubt, her resentment, leaving only a profound, aching sorrow. The man she had misjudged, the one she believed had stopped loving her, had been the one protecting her heart all along, in the only broken way he knew how. His love wasn't gone. It had just been disguised as distance. In that moment of heartbreaking clarity, Sophia understood something fundamental about love. It isn't always loud declarations and constant presence. Sometimes, love is quiet. Sometimes, it's found in the sacrifices people make in silence. Sometimes, love hides in the painful distance, waiting patiently for the moment we can finally see it for what it truly is. Her journey wasn't over, but a new understanding had begun to dawn. The echo of a misunderstood love would forever change her heart. Thank you for joining us on Heart Echo. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more Tales of the Heart. We'll see you next time.